everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Fitness Network podcast. Today I am joined by Ian of Two Bros. So Ian, give us a little intro on yourself.
Ian Constable, 21 years old, promoter, Two Bros, bodybuilding competitions, IFBB Pro League, NPC worldwide official shows in the UK and France.
Yeah. And how did you first get into the fitness industry?
Well, I first got into the fitness industry from an ex-partner. So I used to obviously go to the shows and support her. And then obviously being around the shows, I obviously fell into some opportunities with some supplements and stuff. So I originally started distributing some supplements. And so being in the industry, obviously connected with the supplements, it sort of then propelled me to meet lots of different people. Being the promoters then introduced me to the management of the Pro League and Robin Chang and Bob Cicherillo, and wasn't long before we're all friends.
I know. I see you with all of them, celebrity buddies.
In the fitness industry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then off the back of that, what made you then start the Two Bros competitions?
Well, basically, I was looking at the way they were run, the current UK BFF at the time. It was just shocking, appalling. Everybody was moaning. No one had a good word to say about them. And then I got wind of there being some issues. So as I started to investigate the issues further, obviously being my friends, they started to let me in at the fact that there was about to be some disruptions in the force. Okay. And literally it come to a showdown in the Olympia, which, we were told it was going to go one way or the other. And if it did go the other way, would you be interested in putting the shows on? So never put a show on before. I did put a rave on once when I was 21. Not a rave, it was more of a party in a restaurant. So I thought, how hard can it be?
So you just jumped in the deep end then with it.
Literally.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well, literally, they came out the meeting. The big meeting that was supposed to go on lasted about 30 seconds, and they come out the meeting and went, "You're in." So, literally, the Olympia in 2017 was when I left there and started immediately looking for a venue.
Wow. Okay.
March 2018. So,
okay,
it was all systems go.
That was that around the time when IFBB split and now it's Elite and Pro League.
Yeah, that's why it split, because there was issues with the current regime and the Pro League, and the Pro League just weren't prepared to put up with it anymore. So they basically told them to get in line, stop treating athletes the way you do. It's not acceptable, and the amateur league didn't want to conform. So literally, that was it. Pulled the plug and off we went.
If you're competing with NPC and you get your pro card, it is always an IFBB pro card, isn't it? It's never an IFBB Elite. Okay.
Yeah, no, never. That's a completely different thing. We are, all we've done is we've followed the model of America, which is NPC. Once you win your pro card at a pro qualifier, an NPC show, you are then awarded an IFBB Professional League pro card. And the purpose of that is to be able to compete in a professional league. Once you compete in a professional league and you win a pro show, you can then compete at Olympia.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can compete at Olympia. It doesn't matter what BDFS or FAPCD, whatever three-letter organisation it is, it's not the Pro League. So you cannot compete at the Olympia.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so I'm sure that most people really, really don't know how much work you do, but can you give us a breakdown of what goes into running and organising one of your shows? I'm sure the list is just...
I normally just do it in a couple of hours on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's literally, I've got a lot of people that help me out. You know, it's not something I can do on my own. It's not something that's done in a couple of hours a day. It is all day, every day. There is so many moving parts to organising a show, especially at this particular landscape. It's continually moving. We're continually adjusting. But credit where credit's due. You know, we are moving. We do adjust accordingly. People who help me out and work for me, and obviously do all the hard work, they're understanding. They're, you know, completely on board with everything we do, why we're doing it, and you know, as much as it is a stress sometimes, and there is panic stations, everybody, you know, enjoys doing what they're doing because we know we're progressing, and we know that, you know, the benefits to ourselves and obviously the athletes and spectators is a good feeling, you know?
Yeah, it's a really, really lovely team, because I helped out backstage at one of the shows last year, and you can just tell that they love it and they love helping people. You know, they're there. Any questions that you have or any worries, they have an answer to it really quick. And I think
this is one of the things that obviously, again, going back from the previous regime, as well as experience the mindset of the American setup, all we've done is copy that. We've kept away from the previous regime and copied the American setup. You know why? Because it's decent, it works, it's understanding that it's understanding what athletes go through to get to stage day. You know, that's the main thing, is that sometimes these other federations, I think they get caught up in their own importance and their own frustrations, when really it's like, look, it's one day, you know, it's one day, you know what everyone's gone through, so you've got to be understanding of that. And that's what everybody who works at the shows, they know this, they've been in that situation, they've been there, they understand. So you know, it can get frustrating, but they always take a little couple of seconds just to calm down and make sure that everybody's treated as you would a customer in a shop. You know, they're paying a premium in order to get a premium service, and they've got to be treated in that respect as well. Especially under these circumstances, because you wouldn't get people as stressed out as athletes in a shop.
No, not when you lose your head in prep and with added COVID now to go with it.
That's what I'm saying. We understand it, and it's a case of trying to be as understanding as possible and trying to minimise that stress as well, because that's one of the main things we prioritise, is minimising the stress on the day, giving as much information as we can, even if we have to repeat ourselves 10 times every 5 minutes. Everybody's an individual, everybody's different, everybody's got their own sort of stresses. So the fact that we do have to repeat ourselves, we know that. We know it's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what are your future goals now with Two Bros? I know it's probably changed a little bit.
I've said it before. No, nothing's changed. It's just been put on pause again this year. We were expecting, you know, a lot of movement in terms of our numbers and everything, and you know, the first show showed that in terms of how many we had at the first show in Wigan. But we've been put on pause, so we've got to reset. This year was supposed to be about growth. Now it's just about the brand. We're not going to be, you know, this year is just to be able to give a vehicle for everybody that's really worked their socks off during lockdown. You know, there's a lot of people that have stayed focused, been committed, you know, been loyal, you know, and trusted that the fact that as soon as we get the chance to put a show on, we will. And literally that's what we've done, you know, because we don't want to let the athletes down. And again, it is their choice as well, you know. No one's making anybody compete, but we do feel that we've got a responsibility to those people who want to compete. So again, the stage is there. Spectators aren't what we want them to be due to COVID regulations, but each athlete's getting one spectator ticket each. It was the fairest way we could do it, just to be able to give them something. And again, like I said, it's not about money this year. It's just about providing a service and keeping the brand going, and just being able to get something out of 2020, really, to keep the continuity.
Yeah, I think.
But in terms of plans, a realistic goal for us was, as far as I was aware, 3-4 years ago, UK BFF had something like, I think it was 800 or 900 at their British finals.
Right.
That's the initial goal that I want to be able to achieve is by having that many people at a show.
Mm.
And then obviously going on from there, we'd like to double it, you know.
Yeah.
The industry's growing. There's a lot of people involved in this industry, and we think we can do it. We think we've got the goods, we've got the pro cards, we've got the service, and I think we can get there. You know, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Take over the world like Tamar and Tarek.
Just UK, but like I said,
Yeah.
I know the numbers are there. So at the end of the day, it's an initial goal that I've set in order to achieve those kind of numbers, and you're only going to achieve those numbers by offering the best service. So that's our initial goal.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, can you give me one of your most memorable experiences with the shows? Yeah, buddy.
Most memorable was he's probably the first show, really. The first show, and I always look back at it as Victoria Petrolova. I don't know if I've said that right.
Yeah.
But she was a bikini competitor that won her pro card at the first show, and she'd never competed before. It
Wow.
was absolutely perfect in terms of showing people that, you know, miracles happen, and at the end of the day, you can just literally step on stage and win your pro card.
Yeah.
Or there is that other part where you step on stage, you improve, you make changes, you make adjustments, and you will get there. But it's just a case of perseverance. But that showed both ends of the scale.
Yeah.
The luck, well, no, it wasn't luck. She deserved her place, you know. I mean, I said to her, you know, this is absolutely fantastic to show that the old regime where you had to do so many years, whether you were good or not, has gone. And it's great for you, but you're immediately hated by thousands of girls just simply because that is what they want, and you just hit the nail on the head, you know.
Of course it is. I mean, we all compete to win, really, ultimately. But you know, you always have to bow down to somebody that's better and just congratulate them. I mean, that's part of what we do, being an athlete and a competitive athlete. So, okay, so kind of tips for somebody who's doing their first show.
Just, it's all about experience. It really is. The amount of times I see people high expectations, you know, I know I've mentioned Victoria, but it doesn't happen often. And really, the whole industry is about improvement, experience, learning from things, going away, and just making yourself better, and just making sure that you're better than you were previous, because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're going to turn up with on stage that day. You know, sometimes we get these people contact us and they say, oh, well, I came third 3 months ago and now I've come fifth, you know, and I look better. And you're like, listen, you look better than the last time. That's an achievement. That's your improvement. But the fact that the people you stood on stage next to this time had also improved, or, you know, had got better, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. So it is a bitter pill to swallow, I think, sometimes, when you know you've given it 110%, you know you've stuck to everything. But again, it's just about hitting it right on that day with a set of people that you just happen to be better than. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think we always need to remember that it is a subjective sport as well. I think people do forget that sometimes, or they judge people from photos afterwards, having never been to the show. Yeah.
If I could count how many times someone, you know, whatever position they come, and then they put up a picture of the person that beat them that just happened to be breathing out at that time, or was just about to walk off from the centre line, or, you know, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't give it justice. Why don't you pick up the picture of the comparisons when you're standing next to everyone and you're doing quarter turns, because that's when everyone's on point. Put that picture up. You know, because that's the picture where, you know, you're really, and listen, most of the people, you know yourself, sometimes you're disappointed because you know you want to win, but 3 or 4 days later, and you do look back at the pictures, you pretty much know, you know, you sort of take it on board and you go, oh, okay, well, yeah, they did have a bit of abs, or they did have a bit of pecs, or, you know, obviously not pecs, caps or whatever, you know. you know, and again, you sort of say to yourself, it's like you reset yourself, and then you go, right, actually, right, that's what I'm going to focus on, and it gives you another boost to go, right, okay, this is what I've got to do. Go again.
Yeah. I mean, it is a journey, and part of it is always improving on what judges have said. I don't think people kind of get that sometimes when they're doing their first competitions. I mean, that's part of the trophy in itself, really. Okay, and then with the judges, do you select them, or is it that the IFBB sends them to you when you just get a list of the names?
No, literally, I have nothing to do with the judges. The only thing I have to do is pay them. So literally, the Pro League, normally about 4 weeks out, just send us a list of judges, addresses, phone numbers, emails, and then we literally have to book their flights, hotels, bring them over, pamper them, massage them, have their nails done, and we sit them in front of that table, and credit to them, they sit there for hours, absolute hours, doing a thankless job, but a really important job. So literally, the only thing that they are in charge of on the day is the second that athlete puts a toe on the stage, and then they are no longer in charge of that athlete the second they step off the stage. That's where we come in, because we're in charge of them to the side of the stage and when they come off the stage. And that's our role, you know. So literally we have to make sure the judges are fed, watered, you know, taken down to the river, give them grass and hay for the day. But no, literally, it's a two thing. Pro League look after the judges and provide them, and we literally look after them, babysit them on the day. And listen, you couldn't pay me enough to want to be a judge. It's so hard. It's such a long day. I mean, it's a long day for us, but we're always doing different things, you know. We've got different things happening, different scenarios coming up, and things that we need, like small fires we have to put out. But you've got to remember, them judges are sat there for hours, judging sometimes 50, 60 physiques on the stage, and it's difficult for them. It is difficult, but generally, they do get it right.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have to judge so quickly as well. And I think it takes so much concentration to judge all the time. I bet they just get into their hotel and they're flat out after it.
They are. It's such a long day. It really is. It really does take it out of them.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, so now the current show we're about 2.5 weeks out from. With the show day schedule, is that going to vary because of COVID? And can you still accrue the points for Athleticon from it?
No, the points for Athleticon will restart again in the new year.
Okay.
This is literally, again, branding. This is just to give the athletes that have tried, that have, you know, concentrated and kept on point throughout lockdown. This is just to give them a stage to step on, and the ability, obviously, to continue the British title, continue the you know, being able to give out pro cards each year. The show itself schedule, we've just released both of them, the women's and the men's, and literally we are limited to 30 athletes per hour. So we've had to split the classes up, we've had to split the divisions up, and literally we have to do prejudging. Literally we'll prejudge everyone. The 30 people in that hour will all go backstage, we'll bring them straight out for medals, and then literally as soon as they've got their medals, they have to leave the building. As soon as that hour's finished, all the spectators have to leave the building, and then we have to start again. And that's literally because of the COVID rules. I mean, we would love everyone backstage. We would love to sell 500, 600 tickets. But again, like I said, this is about athletes are the priority. We're doing what we can with the tools that we're given to give them a stage to be able to present their best physiques on, make sure they're judged fairly, and obviously giving them the opportunity to win the pro card. Then it comes to spectators. Like I said, one per athlete. I know people have got mums, dads, you know, girlfriends, brothers, sisters, but we just can't do it. It's just one card, so they've got to literally pick one lucky person to sit there and watch them. And again, not because we're doing it, it's because that's all we can do. You know, that's the best we can do. and if I'm honest, it's better than nothing.
Would there be a live feed with this one?
Yeah, we're just working on it now, so hopefully we'll be able to present some details of that, so everybody else can see it rather than just that one spectator.
Yeah, sure. Justin will get in on that. Okay, and from your point of view, what do you think is most important to do well in this sport? Do you think it comes down to something like genetics, or do you think it is more work ethic or persistence?
Support. It's support, okay? Because you can go to the gym, you can do your meals, you can be persistent, because that's what you have to be able to even compete. So generally anybody that stepped on the stage has had that, but you can't do it alone. Anybody that has stepped on that stage knows exactly who supported them. And they haven't supported them when they've been doing well. They've supported them when they've been down, when they didn't think they could do it anymore, when they wanted to give up, when they've had negative, I don't know, social media engagement, when, you know, they've just woke up one day feeling bad, which, you know, we all do. Some days we wake up feeling happy. Sometimes you just, for no reason, you feel bad, you know. And it's about the people around you that accept your strange life, because you know yourself. It's not. It takes a while for people around you to get used to it, but when they do, they understand it. They know you're committed. But me personally, I think it's about the support that you're given, because you can't do it on your own. You know, it's never about just you. When you step on stage, it's all about you. It's only about you. But the journey is not done alone. There's people in the gym, there's your mums, your dads, your boyfriends, your work colleagues, you know, the people on Instagram, you know, just supporting you. It gives you that, it's like, as they say in football, the 12th man is the crowd. You know, if the crowd are behind you, you tend to play better. And that's what I think is the difference between doing well, feeling good, knowing that you've been pushed, in order to be able to step on stage, you know, because again, you don't give up a week before stage, because it starts to come in your head, you know, what's my mum going to say? What's my dad? What's the boyfriend going to say? What's the girlfriend going to say? All the sacrifices we've made, you know, we didn't go to so-and-so's birthday. We didn't go to, you know, we didn't have Christmas dinner because of this show. I can't let them down, you know? So
you do.
I feel the training, the diet, the persistency, the genetics, all of that, they're part and parcel anyway. You know, you've got to have that to step on stage. But again, it's the support.
Yeah, I agree with that. Support of coach as well is very important. Okay, predictions for Olympia?
Yeah, it'll be on the 17th of December. Well, who's going to win it?
Yeah, Mr. Olympia.
What, the big one?
Yeah.
Who we're going to upset? Again, who knows? It could be, you know, we can. The difficulty is that it doesn't look like anybody from outside of America is going to get there. It could change. You never know, but it's going to be between. With that taken into account, it's going to be between Phil and Brandon. It's that simple. Personally, I believe.
Not flex.
There's always a dark horse that can pop up.
That's true. Yeah, I agree.
Or a red dragon, I don't know. But I don't know. For Flex to step into his first full Olympia and win it, I mean, it'd be amazing. I mean, he'd have my support. I think it's fantastic. I think it'd be brilliant. But first one, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad Phil's going. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he's actually competing, not spectating.
I know. Shocked everyone. We just need Kai Green back now, and then it's all.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No. Okay, so the quick fire round now. Favorite guilty pleasure food?
Cookies.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what? I've seen some really good cookies on Instagram recently. They're like that thick, And I keep seeing them, and people like break them open, and they're like, that's just like, I don't even know where you get them, but I look at them and think, wow, but I'm not eating them at the moment anyway. Not eating anything at the moment. Nothing.
Oh, that's Kimbo's favourite thing is cookies as well.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to order a cookie when he's around then.
No. Favourite country you've been to in the world?
I lived in Dubai for 6-7 years. I've been Malaysia, Spain, Germany, everywhere around the world, but I pretty much set my sights on Santa Monica in California. That's probably where I like best.
Yeah. That's nice. Hidden talent?
Hidden talent?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much good at everything, if I'm honest with you.
So they're not hidden, all your talents.
They're not hidden. I'm quite upfront with my abilities, and there's nothing I can't do, put it that way.
Yeah, that's good.
See how serious I said that.
Okay, do you have a greatest of all time bodybuilder?
Charlie Claremont.
Yeah, nice.
Charlie Claremont. Other than that, I'd probably say Luke Sando.
Yeah.
Luke, when I first come into this industry, I met Luke, and for all this is Luke Sando and all this kind of stuff, he was completely normal with me. We got on immediately and got on ever since, just completely down to earth, laughed, joked, didn't take anything too seriously. Yeah, and that was it. Luke Sando, really good guy.
Yeah, really good guy. Cool. Well, that wraps us up. So thank you for everything. And are there still tickets available if people, because they've come back on, haven't they, for people to buy?
Well, basically, there's a few tickets left from where athletes haven't claimed them.
Yeah.
So they're going to go on sale 9 a.m. Friday, 21st of August for the women's, and I think the men's, any that are unclaimed by Monday, will then go on sale as well. But there's not many. We're just trying. It's just, again, the difficulty is trying to do it the fairest way possible.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the best we can do. Such a shame, because I know, there's certain people that come into the men's finals that are telling me, I've got 50 people that want to come, and I'm like, I can't. There's nothing I can do. It's just you got to accept that's the way it is. As a promoter, it's very frustrating because, again, this is our whole thing, selling tickets, but just one of those things, I'm afraid. But I'm still given the option of winning a pro card or not winning a pro card, and not having family there. I think everyone will choose the pro card.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
And as an athlete, and I'm sure on behalf of all the other athletes, I think we want to say a big thank you to you and the team for, I know that you tried everything before lockdown to run the show, and I know that you guys are doing everything now. So,
you know what? That was the worst month of my life. Trying, it was like I had a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. I swear to you, I was getting hammered. There was all sorts of opinions on social media. You shouldn't be doing this. And then on the other side, I had people going, please don't cancel the show. We've spent so much money on prep. We've spent so much money on training. This is everything. I've missed Christmas dinner for this, and my mum this, and I missed my mum's 50th wedding anniversary. It was just relentless. And I was just sitting there, and we had one venue, and then they closed it down. Then we had the next venue, and they closed it, and then we had the third venue, and they were prepared to let us do it, but we spoke to the police. It was a unit in Birmingham, and we spoke to the police, and they said, look, this was on the Sunday, and they said, if you can hold your event within the next couple of days, it'll be fine. But on Tuesday, there's going to be some more news. And he said, after Tuesday, I don't think... Well, this was the thing. It was like, I can't suddenly tell everybody you're now competing on Tuesday. It doesn't work like that.
No.
So literally at that point, when the police said, like, look, it's not about the venue owner, we'll shut you down. It was one of those ones where I'm like, look, I've tried and tried with the staff. We was constantly booking hotels, changing the staff, prepared to move to this, to come to that. It was a logistical nightmare. And literally that was the point where we just had to say, do you know what? We've got to call it a day. Just couldn't do anything more. like I said, it wasn't for the want of trying. It was just one of them things, you know. We were 5 days away. It was so frustrating, so disappointing.
I remember.
Literally, yeah. So, but again, it gave us the determination of saying, do you know what? The second we can put a show on, I'm going to do it, because I'm going to put that show on, and all them people that missed out are all going to get their chance again.
Yeah. No, I know. Thank you very much for it all.
So, yeah.
Wow.
That was tough. So, like, we're in a good place. The theatre had already given us guarantees when we announced the show that it was going to go on, because at the theatres they can't have singing and instruments being played, like wind instruments. So we fell under that thing that we could actually do it anyway. And then on Friday, obviously they announced that theatres could open fully anyway. So basically we were guaranteed anyway, but now we're doubly guaranteed. So literally a couple of weeks out. Well, no, what was going to happen was that obviously there would be certain contingent of people contacting whatever authority saying you're not allowed to do it. Then we'd have to be explaining what I just explained to you. So all that done was save me the Friday thing when they announced that the theatres can open fully. All that done would just save me some aggravation on the day with whoever might turn up, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased for the athletes. It gives them a confidence that they're going to be able to finish their prep, step on stage, and then go and eat beer and pizza.
Yeah, unless we have to do another show after it.
You can still go and beer and pizza. I'm sure after 12, 14, or even some people have done 26 weeks of prepping, because they were already 10 into for the Ben Weeder. But next year shows we're going to be reverting back to the same schedule. So it will be regionals in order to qualify for pro qualifiers. We'll have to see what shows that we put on in what order, but it will definitely be the regional scenario that you have to compete in one of them first in order to be able to get to a pro qualifier. And again, that will encompass Europe as well again. And we'll hopefully, by sort of November, December, we'll be announcing that's what's going to happen in 2021. So all those people that decided to just give it a break, you're going to get the fires under your bellies, and you'll be back at it again.
They'll all come rushing back. Love it. Awesome. Okay, well, we'll
take over the world.
Yeah, I know. One show at a time. Well, I will be seeing you in 2.5 weeks, so fingers crossed it's all good till then.
You will indeed. I wish you all the best of luck in women's physique.
Yeah, so, I know. I decided that was the class for me. Got all the size, so it's all those cookies that Kimbo's fed me.
I thought so.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks very much for your time.
Again, for you, you're definitely going to be on stage in 2.5 weeks.
Thank you. I like that. Amazing. Thanks very much, Ian. Thank you for your time.
So, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And no doubt, I'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Okay, thanks.